Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to pose a question to you because more than likely, this last narcissist that you dated was not the only narcissist that you've been up and close and personal with. So, as we do the work, we often discover who that original narcissist was in our life. I know for me, it was my stepfather. He was my original narcissist, and that relationship set the stage for me to then go into my adulthood and actually be attracted to other narcissists. So, this is why it's beyond this last person, and that relationship is usually way bigger and deeper than that. So I'm just putting this video out to basically pose that question for you to consider. Was this the only narcissist that you've dated or that you've come into close contact with? Chances are it's not. It's highly, highly unlikely that this is the only narcissist. Okay? I know that I've dated many narcissists actually once I understood what it was. It's just that one was progressively worse than the other. But, as I pointed out in other videos, the universe, I believe, was trying to snatch my attention. And, they sent a worse narcissist to do that. But, going through therapy and connecting the dots and bringing everything full circle, I realized that my stepfather was the original one. And that relationship with him had taught me a lot of toxic behaviors. And, it was deeply engraved in my subconscious, and it played out in my future relationships as an adult. So I want you to think about your primary caretakers, your mother and father, or if you were raised by your grandmom, your foster care, whoever those primary caretakers were. Are they narcissistic as well? Will it change everything that has happened in your life? No, but it definitely provides insight to what sculpted and molded your mentality and your behaviors that would then later make you tolerant of a narcissistic relationship. Because many people, narcissists, they try this with all types of people. But, a lot of people that didn't have that interaction or wasn't raised by at least one narcissistic parent, they're less likely to be susceptible to this. Their self-esteem works different, their boundaries work different, and their tolerance is just going to be incredibly different than someone that might have been brought up to be a people pleaser, someone that may have been brought up to feel as though their opinions didn't count, or they were only good when they were doing things for others. These are things that we're trained on, is learned by how we got treated by those primary caretakers. So just something to think about as we're embarking on our healing process. Often it did not start in our romantic relationships. Often it started in childhood, just like it started in childhood for the narcissist. So just something to think about, and maybe you've already considered it, but if you haven't, I highly recommend that you start taking those steps to understand this. It's going to make you feel a lot better at the end of the process and bring everything full circle for you. All right. So, just another point, this connects to the other video that I was telling you about, that therapy and that one-on-one therapy and how it helps to bring things full circle for you. But this is definitely something that I would approach with anyone in one-on-one therapy to consider and to begin to discuss, what was your upbringing and what was that like for you. Okay? So go ahead and start thinking about that if you never have. And that whole thought process could actually trigger you into some sad times, actually, because if we were raised by someone that was narcissistic, or even two narcissistic parents, God bless you, there's a lot that comes with that, because we see how the narcissist is in our romantic relationship. Can you imagine how they would be as a parent? Or some of you have seen them in action as a parent. They don't make good parents at all because they're incapable of loving. They can't give real support. They're not disciplinaries. They're not responsible. So just something to think about, guys. And hopefully you're able to connect the dots and figure out who your first narcissist was, or basically who was the original narcissist in your life. And chances are it goes back to your childhood. All right, guys, until next time, take care.